Concrete is the most widely used construction material in the world. It can be found in city pavements, buildings, and bridges that span vast rivers. But the sturdy substance has one weakness. It is prone to cracking that can cause the structure to crumble, causing damage to life and property. Concrete itself has a surprisingly short time span. After 20 to 30 years, natural processes such as thermal contraction during winter and expansion during summer can trigger cracking. This is why most buildings allow space for thermal expansion and contraction. If these spaces are not left during the construction process, thermal expansion can give rise to large forces within the structure, which can cause cracks and eventual structural failure. To avoid this, engineers leave some space between the bridge support and the bridge itself at one end. This gap allows for thermal expansion and contraction during hot and cold season respectively. This gap is also known as an expansion joint. Over the century, engineers have come up with a wide variety of expansion joints, but they all serve the same function: allow thermal expansion in bridges to prevent cracks from appearing in the structure. During summers, thermal expansion can cause problems for railways. Heat from the sun can make the rails expand, and if no space is left for thermal expansion, then the railway tracks can buckle, in other words, bend out of shape. This can cause the train to derail. To avoid this, engineers carefully adjust the tension in the rails and leave space to allow for thermal expansion without the track buckling. Moreover, the rails are painted white to reflect most of the heat from the sun. When a glass container is heated, the surface exposed to the flame thermally expands. However, we know that glass is a bad conductor of heat, so the rest of the structure does not thermally expand as much. Because no heat has reached the surface yet, this uneven thermal expansion creates internal stress within the structure, causing the glass container to crack. So, when hot liquid is poured in a container, the inner surface exposed to the hot liquid thermally expands, but the outer surface does not. This uneven thermal expansion causes cracks to appear in the structure and the glass beaker shatters. Electric power is generated in different power stations and transported to us through use of transmission lines. These transmission lines are connected to electric poles that zigzag along the landscape. These lines may also be buried underground to transport electricity. The transmission lines are on purpose left loose between two electric poles. This is to allow for thermal expansion during the summer season when the lines sag downwards due to thermal expansion. Moreover, it also allows for thermal contraction during the winter when the lines contract upwards due to lower temperature.